Keep Right with Ralph K. Ginorio. Woke Awakens in Coeur d'Alene. Our local nonpartisan but very progressive mayor and city council voted on July the 2nd, 2024 to include hate speech and thought crime into local statutes. While disappointed, I'm not surprised that these allegedly nonpartisan local officials acted like progressive activists. To their credit, both Councilman Dan Gookin and Councilman Wally McEvers asked several probing questions. These revealed that none of the recent incidences of alleged racist shouts from cars to pedestrians would have been stopped by this new category of municipal misdemeanor. In the end, though, both joined the rest in voting to approve this measure. Councilman Gookin did so after making clear that he had been convinced that actions, not thoughts, are to be policed. He asserted that only after criminal acts have been committed and identified will this statute be triggered. Only then will an investigation after the fact be conducted into so-called hateful motivations and intent. Only in conjunction with objective facts about criminal deeds does Gookin see this hate crime law being triggered. I hope he's right about this. My understanding of human nature and human history compels me to wholeheartedly disagree with Mr. Gookin's optimistic assessment. This little law can ultimately make possible the future enforcement of ideological purity. This has already been happening in Canada and Europe, where people have been jailed for merely expressing hateful views. What constitutes hate to woke activists? What won't they tolerate in our communities? When touting diversity, these leftists celebrate diversity in everything except thought. So long as rainbows of differing bodies and sexual preferences are all progressive like them, all is well. To wokeists, dissent is hate. Such laws never work. Human integrity has withstood the best efforts of holy inquisitors, Nazi Gauleiters, and communist commissars to suppress all ideas except their own. I am confident that it will stand up to today's woke social justice warriors as well. The real purpose of hate crime laws is to empower the government to police the attitudes and opinions of citizens. By making the advocacy of unpopular ideas into a law enforcement matter, the coercive power of the state can be used to chill dissent and even silence it as being hateful and punishable. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, is in one of the most conservative regions of one of the most conservative states in our union. Yet we are governed at a local level by a cabal of well-connected and well-financed progressives. Why? Because many local offices here are put to the vote as non-partisan positions, where political party affiliation is not listed. This allows ideological leftists to campaign for and win elections because of their self-described personal qualities. For example, I'm a multi-generational Coeur d'Alene native, rather than their ideas or intent. If we conservatives really want to translate our local demographic advantages into political power, we must eliminate nonpartisan elections. We must also ensure that political primaries are open only to the members of each political party who sponsor the candidates. Each candidate for every elected office should have to declare their political philosophy by publicly affirming their party affiliation. Each candidate should have to declare their attitude towards the use of raw government power. Do they see government power as a means to improve society, or do they see it as a necessary evil? Progressives, liberals, and Democrats are proverbial stateists who literally worship at the wellspring of the coercive powers of the state. They are legalists who enthusiastically employ laws to sculpt society more to their liking. Conservatives, libertarians, and Republicans tend to believe that the government which governs best governs least. We are suspicious of the intended and unintended consequences of using laws to force one's political opponents to submit to ideological social engineering. Elected officials are entrusted with very limited powers to enact policy within a specified scope. They are elected and swear constitutional oaths to preserve liberty and perform their specific and limited duties of their office, not to fundamentally transform America into their version of utopia. Supported by the representatives of well over a dozen different local organizations that proudly champion woke progressive causes and practice identity politics, Coeur d'Alene's elected municipal officials have gone off mission. They have followed the examples of Seattle, of California, of Canada, and of most of the European Union in criminalizing unpopular speech. This mayor and city council have placed their desire to make a difference above their duty to uphold our liberty to speak without fear of being punished by offended government officials. We shall remember who they are and what these office holders have done to us the next time each seeks re-election.